where I live, there is a great deal of racial profiling, and it has to stop. This is the 21st century. This is not Jim Crow we are living in. We're all human beings, regardless of the pigmentation of our skin.
Traffic stops are a major pipeline into the Massachusetts criminal system, but roughly half, stops ending without a ticket, go largely unrecorded and unscrutinized for racial inequities. For years, lawmakers of color in Massachusetts have filed anti-profiling bills that would have required police to collect demographic data for every driver stopped.
Information about police-civilian interactions for Massachusetts as a whole is scarce and incomplete.
We simply cannot manage what we don't measure.
Lawmakers filed all stops proposals in 1999, in 2006, in 2009, in 2011, in 2013, in 2015, and in 2017.
Quite frankly, every time we turn a blind eye to the taint of race and how we police in this country, we're tolerating it and we're giving freedom to officers who violate the rights of folks of color. This is just about data collection, and we're asking for you to hear the voices of many of others across this country, black and brown, who may not be represented in this building. We need you to hear them and say, we care about your constitutional rights, and we will pass this legislation. Thank you.
Every bill failed. In 2019, lawmakers who backed the All Stops proposals decided an anti-profiling bill wouldn't pass the Massachusetts legislature on its own. So they linked it to a popular plan to ban handheld cell phone use behind the wheel. Beacon Hill experts said they faced an uphill battle. They said power at the State House is concentrated at the top. The House Speaker and Senate President call most of the shots on legislation behind closed doors. Lawmakers not appointed to leadership roles have little influence. In 2019, 72 out of 76 committee chairmanships were held by white lawmakers. Former House Speaker Robert DeLeo and Senate President Karen Spilka appointed no Black or Latino lawmakers to the conference committee that negotiated the final language of the bill's anti-profiling provisions. There wasn't much public discussion of the bill. What little was said suggests police had a seat at the negotiating table.
Thank you, Madam President. I was contacted by the Mass Chiefs of Police Association regarding this amendment. One request that they did have was that they be involved in the further discussions in conference committee between the development of this language. Thank you, and I want to thank Senate leadership for allowing the law enforcement community to be part of the resolution.
Emails showed that Police Chief Association leaders lobbied to weaken the bill's anti-profiling measures during the closed-door negotiations. Current and former lawmakers, as well as other experts on state politics, said police associations can have a lot of influence on Beacon Hill, because party leaders worry police opposition will hurt their candidates at the ballot box, something police chiefs we spoke to denied. When the bill came out of the negotiations in November 2019, it did not require police to track all stops. Instead, it required a study of ticketed stops. The law said if the ticket study showed certain departments appear to have engaged in racial profiling, those departments would be ordered to track all stops. But lawmakers didn't say what they meant by, quote, appears to have engaged in racial profiling. They left that decision to the state's public safety secretary and attorney general. Rebecca Rausch, the only senator to vote against the bill, issued a warning the day it passed.
Given my experience in our state government working specifically with data, I have serious concerns about the path the data will take pursuant to this bill and the absence of regular checks on that data.
The ticket study was published in 2022. A press release announcing the results said researchers found, quote, no support for patterns of racial disparity in traffic stops. But our investigation raises questions about how the state framed and even influenced the researchers' work. One expert we interviewed said the methodology used for the test mentioned in the press release was, quote, simply wrong. There's also no indication the study accounted for a separate trend affecting ticket data that we uncovered. A Cape Cod Times USA Today review of millions of tickets issued from 2014 to 2020 found that in nearly 60 communities, police are marking the majority of men with Latino surnames as white on traffic tickets. Experts said the findings would have affected the study's results. The state barred the research team from speaking with reporters. Public Safety Secretary Terrence Reedy and then Attorney General Maura Healey, tasked by lawmakers with interpreting the report, decided only 3 departments would be, quote, encouraged to collect data on all stops. They voluntarily complied, according to a public safety agency spokesperson. Former House Speaker Robert DeLeo didn't respond to requests for comment. Senate President Karen Spilka provided a statement. Maura Healey, who took office as governor this year, was also unwilling to comment. Reporters tried to speak with her after she gave a speech at a Juneteenth event.
We will defend the truth and lead this nation forward in the fight against racism. That also means reckoning and recognizing what's happening here in our own state of Massachusetts.
Happy Juneteenth.
Governor Healey, I'm from the Cape Cod Times. I've analyzed millions of traffic citations from police in Massachusetts. They show racial disparities. We've also found evidence that police have been marking Hispanic drivers as white. This data is being used in court. I requested an interview with your office. I'm wondering if you're able to talk at all about racial profiling in Massachusetts.
Sorry, I can't do an interview right now.
We can connect you with the ops. Do you have a contact there? Would you like their contact information?
We tried again after a State House event celebrating women.
My name is Jeanette Hinkle. I'm a reporter.
What's your question?
You were an attorney general. The state completed a study on racial disparities in traffic enforcement. EOPS completed that.
I understand. We talked about this the other day.
No, but I just have a question about your decision-making process.
Repeated requests to interview Secretary Terrence Reedy, whom Governor Healey reappointed as head of the state's public safety agency, were unsuccessful. The state is due to publish a second study of ticketed stops soon. To take a deeper dive into our investigation, visit CapeCodTimes.com or usatoday.com.